Gregory Keene continues the story from the dark house by the factory in Tableau Street. The fourth day of the mystery of Bruno Kesselring, and the NightShade affair was 3 hours old when I felt the body at my feet, there in the quiet and the dark. You know how I came to be here. I'm carrying out the scheme devised by Felix Huberman to get myself accepted into the underworld of Sydney. But the body here on the floor rather complicates things. I've been letting Huberman call the tune, fully expecting developments of one sort or another. But not this. I've about 5 minutes to make up my mind on the next move. I've a pretty good idea we'll have company here in a minute, and I have to think faster than ever before. Who is this fellow lying dead? Has he been killed and left here for my special benefit? And where right now is Felix Huberman?
Oh, what's the matter with you, Evelyn? You've gone off your trolley?
I tell you, that man down there in the club is not Gregory Keene.
Perhaps you'd like to tell me who he is, then.
I don't know who he is, but he's not Major Keene.
Well, you don't have to scream your head off. Shut that door. Now then. I don't know what's got into you, but let's hear what you're talking about. Why isn't that chap we just left Gregory Keene?
His voice is different. His manner's different. His whole impact on me, it's different.
You sat in your flat 3 nights ago, under a strain, in pitch darkness, with 3 thugs waiting outside for Keene to show up so that they could kill him. You couldn't possibly have felt or heard anything.
I did. Felix, you have to listen to me. I know positively he's not the same man.
Then the fellow in your flat couldn't have been Keene, because this fellow is. He was waiting at my house for me after he left you here. He had my address from you. He identified himself positively, and he's been living under my roof ever since. We've discussed Kesselring and Milo Fentress in London, the Demetrius affair. Oh, confound it, I shouldn't even be arguing with you. Of course the fellow's Keene.
You can tell me that till you're black in the face, Felix. But I still won't believe it.
Then kindly explain how he could give me chapter and verse of his meeting with you half an hour after Manuel Torres was shot dead in the alley behind those flats.
I can't explain anything. I only know he's not the same man.
How long do you want to change?
Oh, 5 minutes.
Well, get a move on and change.
Don't snarl at me. Do you mind?
I'll do more than snarl at you. As far as I'm concerned, you're being stupid and perverse. I've too darn much to worry about right now to cope with you.
And why do I have to change in such a hurry?
Because you're being given a couple of hours with Keene so you can cross-examine him to your silly heart's content.
Oh, Felix, you don't have to be so beastly.
And you don't have to be as witless as a tufted thrush. Come on, shake it up. When you're ready, give Leo a buzz. We'll come straight up. Then why the devil we should waste time on you?
The only sound is the ticking of the clock, ticking my seconds away, while I go through my association with Huberman from first meeting to this instant, searching for a glimpse of the future, trying to see into Huberman's mind, trying to see how it will benefit him if I'm caught here with the dead body of a man I don't even know. Yes, there's still neither rhyme nor reason to this deadly fencing match in the dark, and the clock is ticking my time away. Do I break and run for cover? Or do I play Huberman's game out to the end?
Don't move.
So I waited here too long.
Find some lights, Paul. You're covered, Sammy. Make a move and I'll have to cut you down. Shake it up, Paul. I don't want to have to hold this torch all night. That's more like it. Are you Sammy Rice?
Uh-huh.
We've been wanting to catch up with you for quite some time. Go over him, Paul. Thank you.
Hello, Inspector. Oh, a bunch of skeleton keys.
How do you know I'm Rice, and who told you to find me here?
The diggy birds, old chap. This chap on the floor has been shot 3 times. put some handcuffs on him, Paul. Yeah. Now, give me that gun. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the magazine, and they hold 9. Take a look at him now, Sammy. Do you know him yet?
I'll turn him over and I might tell you. Good grief.
Well, let's hear your story. Who is he?
Charlie Brett. He was a bartender at the Poinsettia Club.
This Luger's been fired. Smell it.
Look here, you're acting as though you didn't know the score.
I don't, but I'm hoping you'll tell me. Did you shoot him?
No.
Do you know whose house this is?
Sorry, no again.
It's Brett's. He was kidnapped from here the day before yesterday. Now he's dead. Shot 3 times. We find Sammy Rice here with a Luger that's just been fired 3 times.
Oh, for heaven's sake, we don't have to make it too real, do we?
You're acting kind of funny, Rice. Get the idea, why don't you? I'm Detective Inspector Murray, and you're coming to Darlinghurst.
And where would that be?
It's a police station, and you can do your talking there. Get out of the car, Paul, and do your stuff. Fingerprints, ambulance, photos, the works. This gun to the laboratory, the bullets out of Brett to follow at the double. And ask them at Phillip Street to let me have the file on Sammy Rice as quickly as they like.
I'm sorry about this, Keene, but Ethan seems to have taken leave of her senses. You must have scared her out of them the other night in her flat.
What's the trouble?
Well, there's no sense in beating about the bush. I don't think you're the same man who was calling himself Keene 2 nights ago.
Darling, you've run off the rails somewhere.
How did you get into my flat?
I flattened the chap delivering milk, put on his white jacket, picked up a crate of bottles and crossed the street in front of the chaps on watch.
What did you have pointing at me?
A Voltaire pistol, of course. Oh, look, really, this is absurd. Look here, Huberman. I don't want to be rude to the girl, but is she all right?
Yes, I'm all right.
Then what in the deuce are you talking about? If you like, I'll repeat our conversation line for line and word for word.
I don't know, really. I don't know. You seem so totally different.
3 nights ago, I had my back to the wall. Tonight, I'm perfectly relaxed and almost social. Hang it, do you want to see my papers? They've all got my ruddy pictures on them.
You couldn't have been at Felix's house so soon after the other man left me.
After I left you.
All right. It's impossible that you could be 2 men, and... Oh, I suppose you think I'm crazy.
That's what I've been telling you for an hour. So let's press on and hear no more about it. What do you say, Evelyn?
What can I say?
You've got me. You know, Keene, we didn't make much of an impression on that bottle of scotch. Lead the way downstairs, eh?
Can I come too?
Oh, but definitely, my dear.
I generally leave the stuff alone. But if ever I needed a drink, I need one now. Just a minute till I do something about my face.
You're making it tough for yourself, you know, Rice. Have you nothing to say about why you shot Charlie Brett in his own house tonight?
No.
But you did shoot him.
I walked in and found him dead.
Look, fellow, you are Rice. Your picture's on our file, sent out from the old country because they want you for army desertion. Your prints match Rice's on the file. You've been running about the town saying you're Sammy Rice. When I asked you tonight, you said, yes, I'm Rice. Now you're making nothing but a lot of cryptic remarks. I simply don't see that it makes sense.
Oh, but I do. Yes, I suddenly see quite a lot of sense in it.
As far as I'm concerned, you're unhinged. Just a minute. Paul, what's happening about the rounds they took out of Brett and the Luger we found on Rice?
The report's just come in. I'm bringing it up.
Well, step on it. Now, let's get down to facts, Rice. I'm getting sick and tired of listening to you talk a lot of rubbish. What were you doing in Brett's house, anyway?
Being a bigger fool than I thought it was possible to be.
Who do you say you really are?
Gregory George Athelston Keene, Major MI5.
Will you kindly tell me how your fingerprints come to be on our police file under Samuel James Rice? And your pictures, reasonably good ones? Come on, man, you don't think I'm making it all up, do you?
No, I believe you.
Well, what's the point of babbling like an idiot?
Here's the lab report, Inspector.
Oh, right, wait here. Let's have a look now. So that's that. The 3 shots that killed Brett came out of your Luger. Do you want to say anything more?
No, not right now.
All right. Royce, I'm arresting you for the murder of Charles Brett, and anything you say... Oh, you know the drill aspect. You don't have to make any statements unless you want to.
And what happens exactly?
What do you mean?
I mean right now.
You go down to the cells, of course. In the morning you can apply for bail. You'll go before a police magistrate.
Can this character here take dictation?
Yes?
Then tell him to get his pencil and get set for the best story you've ever heard in your life. And then get your chaps to work to clean up something called the NightShade ring.
The what?
The deadly NightShade.
What do you know about that?
Nothing yet. But listen to what I can tell you. And then do one thing more for me.
And what might that be?
Let me stand face to face with a man called Felix Huberman. I thought I'd seen everything, but no one was ever framed like this before. I'm not only in the perfect spot to hang for murder, but I won't even hang as Gregory Keene. Yes, in every way that counts, I am Sammy Rice. And right now I'm standing on a trapdoor, with the gallows looming overhead. Oh, I'm not in the dark anymore, but I've never been quite so alone.
Does anyone believe Gregory Keene? Listen for the next chapter in this story of intrigue, Deadly NightShade.